Tantewa Malu Jungwene, Jere Siwan, Tenzin Yasoye, Guzeshabe, Gayal Tenjoji. Tarin Tashiki, Dusan Yumudir, Chije Bemi
On this very auspicious occasion, all the Tibetans greet Your Holiness with auspicious songs and dance.
she sendep dan tashi sik su chebe dun su de taring pyo gyalo ni dong gya dang ab ju chilo ni dong
These auspicious remarks on this day, July the 6th, 1935, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the supreme leader of the Tibetan people, took birth. And today is the 88th birthday of celebration of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and we are going to start this event. His Holiness the Dalai Lama is personally here, and we also are expecting the Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh, Sukhwinder Singh. We would like to greet everyone.
July 6, 2013. 2023, a day we celebrate the birth and the continuing legacy of an extraordinary and inspirational figure of peace, compassion, and nonviolence, and resilience, the 88th birth anniversary of His Holiness the Great 14th Dalai Lama. We are blessed beyond words to have the gracious presence of His Holiness the Dalai Lama on this occasion of the official celebration here in the courtyard of Thekchen Choling Zuglakhang. We are expecting the arrival of Sri Sukhwinder Singh, Honorable Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh, as our chief guest for the occasion. We are delighted to welcome our Honorable special guest, Hung Hun-sen, the Honorable Vice Chair of Taiwanese Parliamentary Group for Tibet, as our special guest for today's event. We will begin our program today.
Zerimke thoma de la tharing chilo ni dong ni sa som do dumbe che troke ngaru cha zo dumbe thola ya sugar lage ri la kungkam ta thimbe kurlong tanjung ta tarchen napsa dumbe hasang ta sangje sabge be waso chejo ke zerim thata legba duche tata sugar da sa Thekchen Choling Zula khang ke sungre na jegongushi unjo ke thomar changma kusheng to pende sikyong chone phe gegap chebe gyadar khaying su tingju nanggap phe ki doga sobe ngaru tanje phe gegap chebe gyalu ta yaga ki
Tibetan national anthem.
Official celebration with hoisting of Tibetan national flag by Honorable Sikyong, while the artist of Tibetan Institute of Performing Arts will lead the Tibetan national anthem and Indian national anthem.
Tenen zerim sumba de la penden sikyong cho da penden peme ma chi tu lenzo ge chozo cho penden timshi ba xian jian ne mente tensum degbe shu gyu da pe gi de ga so ban ne dugju yang den she be nyam she belam shu gyu di da chap chik la ya suje de si degbe shu gyu da da sa ne gonjing ki khoti wo la pe chel sum chik di cho be ten de chen she do ngar se ti gor tin gyur na wa de shin degbe shu gyu.
I would like to invite Honorable Si Kyong, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Tibetan Justice Commissioner for Mandela Offering. I request the artists of Tibetan National Institute of Performing Arts to sing Tukju Yangden. Ceremonial tea and rice and cakes will be served. The cake is sponsored by Tibetan United Association and facilitated by the Tibetan Settlement Office, Dharamsala.
This is a praise to His Holiness the Dalai Lama. A song with the 60 melodious voices. Speech. Attributes characterized by 60 melodies.
Comme ça, que ton cas là, ya, comme vous gagnez ton cake, tu te n'en rona chouille. Cake.
Thinking birthday song.
Penden sikyong chone Kashag ke sungshe n'en rona chouille.
I request Honorable Si Kyong to deliver Kashag's statement.
Tani Chino Constantine Chumucho Goni Gyele Pebe Kui Tunglaya Sugi Poran Nangi Zegodi Taran Sugar Tubare Kajin Toma Lerim Pang Dribe Kabla Chino Constantine Chumucho Chipju Naya Mebegi Pone Lerim Dus Pang Dribare 안 되는 레벨 로치 이마치니 나려야 아니 진호 콘스장고 친구 초기 그 중간 이문데 계지 큐용당 안 다른데 다람사라리아 미스카니 표단 표미 yapjochenge mangbuchik zom yobata an hagordu phemi member mangbu shujik ngosu zomgu yobe sonjang chino konsjang chimo chogi ani tukzawa chembyogi ngosu ani zegole ya shapjani nganjuli ya kunjung jaga shuyegi kogopdang ani kalo sungu tuzi shuyegi kogop dinawala ani chino konsjang chimo choliya nganjude phemi dikju kawasumgi 제조 레술 넘버 당 다른 신규 중국 마인베 딕주 별 낭당 별 칠로 그 범위 삼을로 아니 별이 마인베기 진호 공사장고 춤을 춰려야 대구 중행기 삼을로 섭슈니 아니 진호 공사장고 춤을 춰려 고숨 구자 별과 당 자체 아니 구이기 충래야 술이야 아니 삼주 테스트레스 신이 쉬어야 신월 관습장관 저 공당 갭겔의 패배 고유 충러야 수익이 자십의 두산들 가사기 시제 표미 용기 섭슈대 관습장관 춤을 쳐로 고숨 구자단데 두든 제거를 제법 난캔 친한 구들 넘어당 잠린 큐도 두돈 냠르 체계 상말 조셈 코웨가 삼지 슈주인 다른기 두제 개발진들 난주 가든기 전주를 러왔던 첩직 공부초가 점링 시대당 미세 거기 템버식 준탑수 수익양 준도매베 레게 제당 최신배 거딘라 전시 템베 두제 식양이 그 강종 도매 공범 수루기 콘수 구이 sem백 몸바르 시징 한대 계급도 천하배모 군전 림준기 세틀 코데 케망 드바야수 의수 슝루 람잠라 장바 타수베 탐조 제징 공로 주루네송 강종 추시
This is a great occasion for us to reflect on His Holiness the Dalai Lama's great life.
전주의 동ring 은제도 되는데 벽이
in
소삼수 랩급
the Dome Amdo region
야가르도 전주 표슝 주대 표든 된다 셋업당
came to Central Tibet,
의미 지소 대된지라 3주일에
completed his studies, and took on their dual responsibility
달에 권수장군 주부 초기 예지대 제진 경다 90
then fled into exile and set up the Tibetan
공부초
government,
지동국자 주주를 듄러
the CTA today, and then
타일랜드 남배 개합니 10주 제징 직동국자 뒤주 된솔로 유럽기 개합
so in 1966-67 His Holiness visited Thailand, Japan,
신무비 yarge당
and in the 1970s, 73,
슐루 강라 대민을
His Holiness first went to
랭겐당
the
시스템 yar게 동의기 당아
Europe,
요징 치료 지동국자 뒤주 된굴로 아리를 통한 지규난가 종체를 24시다
1979, His Holiness visited
the
United States of America,
20
plus centers, Buddhist centers, and different institutions. His Holiness gave talks on the promotion of basic human values as well as harmony amongst religious traditions, which would create a peaceful, a compassionate society in the world. Even while he was in Tibet, His Holiness was interested in science and scientific instruments. And after coming into exile, His Holiness met with great scientists, renowned scientists like Western scientists like David Bohm and so on. And then in Amherst,
치료 지동급제 결격 된로
His Holiness gave a talk for 5 days.
제제 나원의 숨 치료니 돈이 선이 발 셈다 속에 드랭
So since 1987
따와된 중당 저바 체험해봐
date, His Holiness had meetings, over 40 meetings of with scientists.
댕럽 세리기 시자당 나라 파유 날렌데 따루 제네 나댕 잠딩 셔놀기 따루다 리슈머 십두르 장시에 제데 므메 싱데 람수였다부 세리 시자 띵섭라 야체와 사르되낭 페나 세리기 추십기 시동도 규베 땡시리과당 낭베 세마를 왜 워기 튠주 추남 따르
Paved ways for new knowledge.
세두 ngokam rigbe desudan jarwatabu kham ngokam rigwatan dewe kor thoda mebe nangbe jikden tachudan jikden di thongman barge chembu debe
His Holiness the Dalai Lama
jikden chagin kor darwin gi pegyur rigwatan jarne sheba zeba tabu pegyur rigwatan dewe kor
the scientific understanding of quantum physics with the Chittamatra view, which denies any external objective existence of things.
semgi shide druptapsu nangbe semgab rigwe nang sinri gi semgab rigwar loje bigyu yogor
So Zonas also talked about how Buddhist philosophy and Buddhist literature can contribute to scientific understanding of human mind and emotions, in other words, psychology. And also, Holiness urged that in order to accomplish the scientific goals, we need also to include the practice of compassion and with the scientific knowledge.
gomdrup tseri dini luktuyingi shimju kyabgonsu tembe chungwalang semda soki dolengi chenu kechen tuen yola zamling to nyenda chewe tolopdang shimju kang mambu doleng tang shimju gyachir cheba ju chenjo gomsumgi migger susu lusem nigar pende tuen tube gezenla zamling kyundo kyo bumja mambu donan cheshin yu debe turab chega zamgi ring
So for the last half a century, Buddhism has spread across the world, and people have come to understand that it is not merely based on faith, but it is a treasure of knowledge about human mind and emotions and so forth. So in science, not only should the scientists be confined to the study of biology and physics, but also inner science of consciousness. That is His Holiness. That is what His Holiness has urged the people with whom he has interacted over the last many years.
semshi sogyong dredu gi nyerche che ngak ju gi medo torshin yojing keo gerdang lamlu chiso chesu ladar chebe sartö rangshin gi shen lobsu dini gekap da mirik chulu da tebaso gi sansam da kakya mebar do mi tumong gi sanju yarge.
So the vision of His Holiness is something invaluable for the whole of humanity. In about 60 different countries and 5 continents, His Holiness has visited.
일본라 십주 시에솜, 스위스라 숨주 소니, 이탈리라 숨주 소직, 프랑스라 니스주.
So he's counting different numbers of visits to different countries, such as over 60 in America and 33 in Italy and so forth.
지게체외 망소지라 양내 양도 태가를 제도 제발.
So His Holiness continues to have interaction with people from different universities and different departments. His Holiness has received over 200 different accolades. So His Holiness has met with over 500 people from different walks of life, administrators, politicians, religious leaders, scientists, and so forth. So many people flocked and gather to hear His Holiness's speech and talks, which exceeds the number of people exceeds even the events that are held by pop stars and so forth. So His Holiness's enlightened activities through his practice of bodhicitta is something inconceivable. So with regards to the Tibetan matter issue, His Holiness has given this 5-point peace plan in America, in Capitol Hill, and then the Strasbourg talk, a speech. So His Holiness is not only the refuge and protector of Tibetans, but also the sole life force of the Tibetan people. And this has been prophesied even by oracles. So it is very important for us to not be divisive, to biased attitudes, and we should take the opportunity in the global arena for the Tibetan cause. So we should make our own resolutions on this occasion of this birthday celebration of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, to make our determination to work for the Tibetan cause without bias. And from the Kashag, the cabinet ministry of the CTA, wherever His Holiness is given talks on the different subjects, politics, education, administration, and so forth, we are determined to follow them accordingly. So the security to His Holiness offered by the Indian government, central and at local, state level, and also I would like to thank, together with these personnel, security personnel, the Dharma protectors. So may His Holiness's enlightened activities spread far and wide. The light of His enlightened activities spread far and wide.
I request Honorable Speaker to deliver the Statement of Tibetan Parliament in Exile.
No sound. Today, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, it is His Holiness the Dalai Lama's 88th birthday, and we are celebrating it. So His Holiness is the custodian of the entire teaching of the Buddha and is the supreme leader of the Tibetan people. I would like to pay my heartfelt respect and bow to Your Holiness. So all the CTA staff, past and present, and all the guests, and also the Tibetan public from the Tibetan Parliament in exile and from myself personally. Today is the birthday of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, who is the supreme leader of the Tibetan people. Due to his past prayers which has ripened at the right time, His Holiness was born in Takcher with many different auspicious signs and indications, as well as prophecies by deities, oracles, and other lamas. So I feel grateful for His Holiness and would like to greet His Holiness with Tashi Delek, the 14th Dalai Lama. His Holiness's enlightened deeds to help sentient beings is something inconceivable. His Holiness Dalai Lamas have incarnated and served sentient beings and the Dharma, and particularly the current His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama has become someone who is highly and greatly learned through the process of study, reflection, and meditation. And he is the field of merit for multitudes of beings on this earth. So due to the prayers of the series of past Dalai Lamas, and also through the different auspicious indications and prophecies of oracles and so forth, His Holiness the Dalai Lama was recognized as the reincarnation of the 13th Dalai Lama and installed on the rightful throne of His Holiness the Dalai Lamas in Central Tibet, in Lhasa. And His Holiness completed his studies and sat for the Geshe Harampa degree examination in 1959. Even though His Holiness was only 16 years old, because of the incursion of the Chinese military from the eastern part of Tibet, the Tibetan government was forced to, His Holiness was forced to take the responsibility, the dual responsibility, and served the Tibetan people. However, the overwhelming Chinese military force was of no match for the Tibetans. And therefore, finally in 1959, His Holiness the Dalai Lama fled into exile in India. And after coming into exile, His Holiness has been able to set up all the different institutions of the different religious traditions of Tibet on the Indian soil. And in order to work for the Tibetan cause, His Holiness set up the schools for Tibetan children and also set up different cultural institutions, hospitals and clinics. So today, we have an exiled community filled with educated people. So this is a greatest victory for the Tibetan people as a whole, collectively, due to His Holiness. We owe our gratitude to His Holiness for this achievement. And so on the basis of the power of compassion, His Holiness has been advising people on the responsibility, the universal responsibility that we all of us should practice, and also to preserve and promote the Tibetan culture. His Holiness has also given explanations of the teaching of the Buddha on the basis of how things are interdependent in nature. And today we have an increasing number of people from the Indian subcontinent who come to have an audience with His Holiness. So His Holiness has been of the greatest help and service to the Tibetan people. And we are celebrating this 88th occasion of His Holiness the Dalai Lama's birthday with great joy in our heart. So His Holiness's books make up about over 100. Nearly 200 books have been written in Tibetan and English and other languages. In 1960, His Holiness set up the Tibetan Deputies, Assembly of Tibetan Deputies, People's Deputies. And declared the Tibetan Constitution. And so following the democratic system of governance, so in 2001, so His Holiness in 2001, we had the election of Galantipa, and then in 2011, finally, His Holiness let us hold the democratically elected leadership and retired from the political responsibility. So today there are many countries in Latin America and Canada and other countries who are supporting the Tibetan political matter. They have urged other countries and leaders to help, to support the Tibetan cause. So the middle way approach for the solution of the Tibetan issue was initiated by His Holiness the Dalai Lama, which is mutually beneficial for the Tibetans and the Chinese. So in accordance with the changes in the geopolitical situation, His Holiness has initiated this middle way approach. In Tibet, the Tibetans are not at all, leave alone celebrating the birthday of His Holiness, they even do not have the right to keep a photo of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Nevertheless, the people inside Tibet have never lost their hope and spirit, and they keep on preserving and disseminating the Tibetan knowledge, Tibetan culture and traditions. So I'd like to thank everyone, including the Himalayan people across the Himalayan belt, who are supporting our cause and His Holiness the Dalai Lama's visions. And I would like to thank on behalf of the Tibetan Parliament in Exile to keep giving your support to us. And I pray for His Holiness Dalai Lama's visions to be fulfilled without any obstacles. Thank you.
Tene zerim tukwa de la shena tavden ge tongma meglo ganji pyokim nyinlop ne dome tavshe gongki nyinda sheba segwi shugyo.
We have a cultural dance from the students of TCV Day School, Meklotganj.
On this 88th birthday celebration of His Holiness Dalai Lama, I greet everyone with Tashi Delek. May all be good and auspicious for everyone.
Zerim Dumba de la Dasa Tebaki Dune, Zamning Quinkap Dreame Sheba Tapshe Sigbu Shugo.
Next.
Next is a cultural performance from Tepa Association Dharamsala.
The universal light. The title of this dance is Universal Light, or the light that pervades the whole of the world. Sound.
Chinor Consequam going Chambuchone, Kalop Katin Zeku.
May I request His Holiness the Dalai Lama to address the audience, please?
So today, I'd like to tell all my friends so my daily prayer is, as long as space endures, as long as sentient beings remain, may I too remain to dispel the miseries of the world. So this is what I pray. All sentient beings who do not want suffering but want happiness. So as long as they live, I also am determined to live and come life after life to overcome, to help them to overcome their suffering and experience happiness and joy. And so, through my past karma and prayers, I was born in Tibet, in Amdo region, Dome Amdo. So far, I have done my best to work for the benefit, for the well-being of all sentient beings, to the best of my ability, and I have been determined to do that. So today is my 88th birthday celebration, this great day. So when I count my age, I am 88. So I am 88 today. But when I look in my mirror, I feel myself to be 50s, in my 50s. So my face does not look very old. I do not look very old from my face. And with regard to my teeth, I have not lost even one single teeth. That my teeth are always ready to chop on, to eat any food. So in any case, due to my past prayers and karma, I was born in Tibet, and I have the title of the Dalai Lama. So far, with this name, or the title of Dalai Lama, I have been doing my best to help sentient beings directly or indirectly, and also for the Tibetan cause and Tibetan spiritual tradition. I have done my best, and I have no regret. And so we have passed through a very difficult time, but I have never lost my determination, courage, hope, and especially, and moreover, the Chinese leaders, the leadership who are always, who have this kind of evil attitude towards Tibet and Tibetans. I never feel angry at them, and I always understand that they do all these atrocious things out of their ignorance, and so I have no anger against them. And then for the Chinese people as well, I am thinking of serving them sincerely. And so with regard to Tibetan tradition, culture, and religion, it is something that can help the world at large. And many, of course, traditionally, China is a Buddhist country, when I visited China, there were many monasteries and temples. So I've been there to them. So Buddhism is gradually gaining ground and spreading in China proper as well. So with this attitude of bodhicitta and the view of emptiness, these are also scientific. And then with regard to psychology, of course, I do respect all religious traditions of the world. All of them are very good because of the message of, this very good message of the practice of love and compassion. But philosophically speaking, whether we are asserting theistic, of course, when you assert theistic religion or a creator God, the mind becomes a little bit we have a lesser scope in our thought. But with regard to Buddhism, as I said earlier, with bodhicitta, I pray for all sentient beings to have happiness until the end of space. Space comes to an end. So it's written on the board on this 88th birthday celebration of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. We are celebrating His Holiness the Dalai Lama's 88th birthday. So when I look at myself in the mirror, I don't see myself to be 88, but somewhere in my 50s, I'm not senile yet. So, from my own approximation or estimation, and also based on past prophecies and indications, I would live to be over 100 years. So, for the people of Tibet and other people in this world, I have served them. So far, I'm still determined to serve everyone for the next few decades. So you should also make your prayer for my long life. If you make a portrait of me, do not make me look very senile and extremely old. So when you look at me, do I really look senile? I have never lost any teeth that I have received from my mother, so I can eat and chew on anything. And when in the Tibetan custom, when a child loses a teeth, when a teeth comes out around the age of 8, we make this prayer. The parents chop the teeth into pieces and then throw it in different directions, praying that my child may not have teeth like a horse and donkeys, but auspicious teeth like a sheep. And so I will still be able to use my teeth, the strong teeth, for the next 40, 50 years. So, of course, practically speaking, I will be able to serve the people on this earth and the Tibetan people. So I'm able to serve and help human beings on this earth to quite a good degree. So I'm still determined to help human beings sincerely, not only the people who follow religion, but even non-believers. I always keep this pledge to serve others and feel determined to live up to that. So when I met Mao Zedong in China, I met him many times. And during the final meeting, our final meeting, he told me, "You have a very scientific mind, but religion is poison." So I didn't say anything. I just sat there solemnly. If Mao Zedong were alive today, his thought would be completely different about religion. Spirituality or religion is not about making some prayer in a temple or in a shrine, but it is about serving others, benefiting others, having this altruistic attitude to help others. So, of course, communism is against slavery and landlordship and so forth. But so if Mao Zedong were today alive and have had discussions with me, I might be able to convert him to Buddhism. So what we are talking about is something true. It is not about any kind of philosophical bias, but religion is about living a good life in the service of others. So until the space comes to an end, we are thinking of serving all sentient beings. So this teaching of the Buddha, and particularly the Bodhisattva precepts and practices, so I keep these in my mind and do my best to benefit others directly or indirectly, in accordance with and that too in accordance with the mental dispositions of the different beings, different people. As I said earlier, you are celebrating this occasion as the 88th anniversary or birthday of me. But when you look at my face, do I look old? Don't I look young? Even in my dream, there is indication that I will live for the next 15, 20 years, alert and always ready to serve others. So, of course, there will be change in the world, and there is hope for the world to be more peaceful, without any weapons, without any military people, soldiers carrying guns, but that people would be able to live in community. So if we are able to live in a peaceful, friendly way in this world, there will be peace in the world. So I always keep this in my mind. And so this world free from any nuclear weapons and without any military, a demilitarized world is what we should look forward to. When we were born from our mother, we were nurtured by mother's affection, love, and milk. And so as we grow up, we should also nurture this good quality so that we are able to live in the world with love and compassion to one another. And then, of course, eventually there will be destruction of the world through fire, as there is still today the global warming happening, the climate change is happening, and so before the destruction of the world through fire, as it is mentioned in our text, we should be able to live in a very peaceful, friendly manner in the world, so that when the time comes for the destruction, for the world to be destroyed by fire, we would be able to move to other planets, other world systems. So, with regard to the compassion and love, if we learn about it, if we educate people and practice them here on this earth, we would be able to spread this message to other planets and worlds, so that the prayer which says, as long as space endures, as long as sentient beings remain, may I too remain to dispel the misery of the world, can be made practical as well. So I never think about my title and names, but I always think of serving sentient beings until the space comes to an end. Of course, I need still practically to take food when I'm hungry and take tea and when I'm thirsty. So of course these are practical things that I must do to survive. But in my mind, I always think of serving all sentient beings until the space comes to an end. And because of my peaceful state of mind, due to compassion, don't I look young and not 88 years of age? So I'm single-pointedly determined to serve extensively sentient beings. But when the destruction of the world comes through fire, I may be born in other planets, other world systems, but still I'll keep serving sentient beings. And this is my main practice, and I'm determined to carry on with this practice. And thank you. That's all. Thank you, Your Holiness, for this speech.
Thank you, Your Holiness. Next performance will be presented by the students of Main Tibetan School.
This dance is called Payul Pema, my homeland lotus.
Be ume lamsang samjin tuk chotar jeting sating kyape kongsa choki tungar su.
So I welcome everyone on this 88th birthday celebration of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. So on this auspicious celebration of His Holiness the Dalai Lama's 88th birthday, we, the Main Tibetan School, wish Your Holiness to have a long life, and we dedicate this dance number for your long life and for the fulfillment of your noble visions.
DJ ge zerim de Nihon pöden gyabgyo wa kha chigne Nihon ke thola tyulushik sigbi shugyo.
Next is a song of praise in Japanese being presented by Tibet supporters from Japan, Izumi Igawa, Miyuki Ikisu, and her talented students from Japan.
di kale khabor nyeni suna da os yora tradition yora kendam li ngumar sama
緒に歌ってください。
단다 내가 속바 뜻이 고로나 쇼고인 단다 군전조 ngazo phepjo chungguye konsekyongcho 단다 바 phepsula jayo bare dichidu jambala mimang lengge changma ani sungge magyomata ani kusho narona shogoyin.
We're going to hold the next performance for a few minutes. We're expecting the arrival of Honorable Chief Guest, the Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh.
जगह माता लंजे यहाँ सब ना
ओके आप नीचे चले सब नीचे चले चले सब नीचे चले
मैं बताता माँ शूटिंग जाना यहाँ में तो
Himachal Pradesh Chief Minister Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu with his wife and entourage. At the celebration of His Holiness the Dalai Lama's 88th birthday at the Main Temple in Meglodganj, Dharamsala.
बैठ जाओ प्लीज Yeah, Mashuda.
Sing Sukuchone Sungshenagyo.
We request everyone to remain seated now for the address of the Chief Minister, Shri Sukhwinderji.
Yeah, welcome. I wish to extend a very warm welcome to the Honorable Chief Minister Sukhwinder Singh Sukhuji. During our last visit to Shimla, he graciously accepted to be the chief guest here today. And he wanted to be in Dharamsala yesterday morning, but unfortunately because of weather, the flight could not take off from Chandigarh. And this morning he left Chandigarh and we came straight away from the airport to the ceremony here. And we are very, very happy that His Holiness the Dalai Lama has also personally graced this occasion. And we also have the Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh, who is our host. I wish to take this opportunity to thank the government and people of India and the government and people of Himachal Pradesh for his kind words. Last time when I visited, you promised that you will extend all political support to the Tibetans. So thank you very much and for keeping your word. Now I request the Chief Minister to please speak to the gathering here. Thank you.
We request the press to please remain seated. Press, please stay calm.
Okay. His Holiness Dalai Lama Ji, Sikyong political leaders, Khampo Sonam Temple, the President, Prime Minister, Tashi Dulek, मैं धर्म गुरु आदरणीय दलाई लामा जी को
Today I wish to
जन्मदिन के मौके पर
wish His Holiness the
और शुभकामनाएं
Dalai Lama a very warm birthday
अहिंसा
on this 88th anniversary
और त्याग की
of
मूर्ति
your
है
birthday celebration.
आपको विश्व भर में प्रेम शांति और भाईचारा फैलाने के मैसेंजर के रूप में
So you, Your Holiness, are known for spreading the message of love, compassion, friendship,
हम सभी को प्रेरणा देता है। हिमाचल के लोगों
And
के
you
लिए
give all of
यह
us,
खुशी की बात है
I mean, in the world,
कि
you give
आपने
all of
प्रदेश
us
को अपना आवास बनाया
great joy.
तथा आपका प्यार और आशीर्वाद सदा हम पर बना रहा।
So your blessings are always with
कई वर्षों
us.
से तिब्बत और
For
वहाँ के लोगों के अधिकार
many years
अधिकारों
now,
के लिए लड़ाई लड़ रहे हैं।
You have
लेकिन
been
आपने
fighting
इन
for
प्रयासों
the
में
justice
आपने
for
कभी
Tibetans
अहिंसा
and
और
Tibet.
करुणा का साथ नहीं
And with
छोड़ा
your
है।
love and
विश्व में
compassion, you have never,
शांति
which
बनाए
you have
रखने
never
की दिशा
left
में
behind,
आपके
and
प्रयास
for peace in the
हमेशा से
world,
सराहनीय रहे हैं।
your
इन प्रयासों के लिए
message has
आपको
always been
नोबेल शांति
there
पुरस्कार
for
से
the
भी
world.
सम्मानित किया जा
And you have
चुका है।
been awarded the
दलाई
Nobel
लामा
Peace
जी,
Prize.
आप भारत की प्राचीन संस्कृति, ज्ञान और जीवन मूल्यों के बारे में युवाओं को जागरूक बनाने के
And
लिए
you have also
हमेशा
given
प्रयास करते रहे हैं।
the message of love,
विश्व भर में आपको लोगों का
compassion,
प्यार
and the
और समर्थन
tradition of
प्राप्त हुआ है।
India
मानव सेवा
to the
व
world.
विश्व शांति के लिए आपके
And for world
मानवतावादी
peace
सहित
and human rights
150
and
से
serving
अधिक
human
पुरस्कार
humanity,
प्राप्त किए हैं।
you have
आपने ज्ञान को
received
विस्तार
over
देते हुए
100
110 से अधिक
awards,
पुस्तकों का लेखन
and you
या
have also
सहलेखन भी किया
written
है।
more than 110 books.
मैं
On
His
this
Holiness
occasion today,
दलाई लामा जी के जन्म दिवस के अवसर पर
on this birthday celebration of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, I appeal to everyone.
इनकी शिक्षा और विचारों
The
को
education
अपने
and the
जीवन
vision
में
of His
उतारें।
Holiness
पूजनीय
should be
दलाई लामा जी के
made part of
संघर्ष
your life.
भरे जीवन से प्रेरणा लेकर हम सभी
And
विशेषकर
taking the
नई
lesson
पीढ़ी,
from His Holiness's
विशेषकर नई
life,
पीढ़ी भविष्य में आगे बढ़ने के लिए प्रेरित होती है।
we should
मैं सभी
always
लोगों तथा प्रिय
look
बच्चों
forward
से
to live a
दलाई लामा
life,
की तरह शांति
a
तथा
good
आपसी प्रेम का संदेश आगे
life
बढ़ाने का
in the
अग्रह
future.
करना चाहता हूँ।
And I
मुझे
wish
आशा
to
है इस मौके पर
tell the
हम
students,
सभी
the
जीवन
children
मूल्यों को
to
बनाए रखते हुए तथा देश तथा
make the
प्रदेश
message
की
of
विकास
His
यात्रा
Holiness
में आपकी अहम भूमिका निभाएंगे।
practical in your life.
के मुख्यमंत्री के तौर
As the
पर
Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh,
तिब्बती निवासी रहते हैं,
to
हमारे
all
भाई रहते हैं,
Tibetans
हमारी
living
बहनें
in
रहती
this
हैं,
state,
हमारे बुजुर्ग रहते हैं। मैं
old,
हिमाचल
young,
प्रदेश की तरफ से आप सबको आश्वासन
children,
देना चाहता हूं।
old and
हिमाचल
young,
आपका अपना घर है।
I
हिमाचल में
wish
रहने
to
वाले लोगों के साथ
welcome
आपका अपना
you
प्यार है।
to live
और
in this
हमेशा से
state of
ये
Himachal
प्यार
Pradesh.
आज से नहीं तकरीबन 75 वर्षों से बना पड़ा है और भविष्य में भी हिमाचल प्रदेश
For the
सरकार
last
से जो होगा, आप लोगों के
75
कल्याण के
years
लिए
and more,
His Holiness
you
के
have
आशीर्वाद से
lived
मैं हमेशा आपके कल्याण
a
के
life
लिए
of
हमेशा
love and
कृतज्ञ
compassion,
रहूंगा। धन्यवाद।
and
जय हिंद,
with the
जय
blessings
हिमाचल।
of His Holiness. And thank you, Jai Hind,
Daringi
Jai
Zegoi Thola
Himachal.
ya kunchen zo Himachal nga de jikyab luen che kushab Sukhwinder Singh Cho da kunda cho da nang shin ki daringi
So we
Zegoi
have the Chief Minister and his wife, and also a minister.
Tande ge zerim dala ya da kunchen zo ge song she zhou she chino ko skem ge chen bu cho da kunchen zo lengge la ya tanda pa podang la chip gyu kyang zhe zhe la.
So now the Chief Minister will leave, and it's all with His Holiness.
May I request everyone to remain seated as His Holiness, accompanied by the Chief Minister, will leave for His Holiness's residence. The official celebration will continue. Kindly remain seated.
Good.